How's it going, guys? My name is Dom, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create a styled external link using HTML and CSS. Alright, so this here is what we're going to be creating in this video. Obviously this link here has an external icon which helps your users know that yes, this is a link that goes to an external site, but I think typically what I've seen in the past is if you click on this link, you've also got the target attribute set to _blank, which just means that it's going to open in a new tab. Now, I haven't seen that everywhere, but again, sometimes when I see these icons, it may open in a new tab instead of just being in the same tab. Keep that in mind for your design. But regardless, let's jump into how to get the icon displaying next to the link, and yeah, I can show you guys how to do it. So, starting from this tab right here, I've got nothing inside my index.html file, and it looks something like this within VS Code. So nothing going on there. Now, the first step for this is going to be include a icon library called Ionicons. It's a open source icon library that you can use for your websites, and this right here is going to be the provider for the external link icon that displays on the right side. So I'll be leaving a link to this in the description down below, so you can of course click on the link and view this website. And what you want to do is you want to go to the usage section in the top right corner and follow the instructions for installation for a standard website. So you want to copy these two link tags and, as instructed, place them near the end of the page before the closing body tag. So going back inside here, let's just paste that those two scripts inside there. So now we can begin to use the Ionicons library. Now, going back to the home page of the icon library website, do a search for open. And this here is going to present you with 4 icons that match the open search term. And we're of course interested in the last one here. You can also choose a filled or a sharp version of the icon. I'm going to go for the outline version. And on the bottom, it tells you how to then use that on your page. So you're going to want to just copy this here, and that's done by clicking on it and then going back inside your HTML. Let's just paste that inside the body to make sure it works. I'll save this and go back in the browser here. And we can see we get the icon displaying perfectly fine. So we have the icons working. Now it's going to be, pretty straightforward to then include this icon inside your link. All right. So how do we do that? Well, let's create a new link as per usual. So a new anchor tag. I'm going to be setting the href to a hash just to go back to the same page that we're already on. I'm going to give it a unique string at the end of it, just so this right here is going to be a fresh link. As you may know, when you click on links in the browser, sometimes they turn to a purple color if you visited them before. So in preparation for this video recording, I tested the hash. So I'm just going to give it a unique bit at the end here to ensure we get a clean blue link, if that makes sense. I'm also going to give this a class of external link, and this is just to identify that this link is an external link, and it's going to apply some CSS styles very shortly once we get to the CSS part. I'm also going to give this a target of blank to ensure that it appears or it opens up in a new tab as opposed to, of course, opening in the same tab. Fantastic. So we can just close this off. We can place the icon inside there. If I save this, go back in the browser, we now of course get this here, a blue icon. Clicking on this is going to give me a new tab with the URL being updated, of course. Go back inside here, and I'm now going to change that href to be something else, dcode 1, to bring us back to blue. There we go. Now, let's get the text inside there. You are allowed to put spans inside your anchor tag. So let's make a new span here just for the text part. So we'll say go to home as an example for the links text. Save this back in the browser, and we get this right here. Okay, let's jump to now the CSS to make this look like this here. So of course, a couple of things you can do, such as changing the font, but the most important thing here is getting the icon aligned in the center vertically, right? So we can see this one here is in the top, it's aligned to the top, which you might actually like that. So if you're happy with this here, you can, of course, click off this video. But if you want to see how you can align it in the center, we can do that right now. So going back inside the CSS here, let's target the external link class. And we're going to give this a display of inline flex. Now, as you may already know, links by default, these anchor tags, they're going to be inline. So that means if you put text near it like this, hello, as an example, get rid of the CSS here, the text after it is going to appear after it, right? As opposed to a block level element, which is going to appear on the next, or underneath it, right? On a new block. So keep that in mind. And this is why I'm using a inline flex. That way we keep that inline behavior. So it's consistent and it's what you expect with a link. Save this back in the browser and that still works. Okay, fantastic. So let's get rid of this hello text. And the reason why we're using a flex box here is because we want to align it in the center with the icon. This is easily done using the align items property with a value of center. Save this back in the browser and we can see there it is now pushed down. Both the text and the icon are aligned in the center. And also, quick side notes, I used a span here so we can more visibly see the separation between these two elements. So I guess the flex now only sees two things, this first item, this second item, and it aligns them vertically using align items. This would still work without the span, but it is a little bit clearer. Let's get rid of the span, and just to prove that, back in the browser, it still works. So yeah, you've still got sort of that little section for the text, and that's your single item there. But regardless, keep it in a span to make it clearer. Last thing here is going to be a gap of 0.5 EM. In other words, 0.5 of the current font size. If the current font size is 16, this means 8 pixels. Save this back in the browser. There's now a 0.5 of the current font size gap between the text and the icon. Of course, you can choose to make this whatever space you want. And just quickly now, before ending this video, I want to show you a couple more styles you can apply. Of course, a color, that's quite self-explanatory. I'm going to be using a light blue here. It's going to be an RGB of 10, 142, and 250. Alongside a new font family of Inter and then sans serif, so pretty straightforward back in the browser, and that's what you would expect, right? Changing those two properties there. But what does get interesting is you can actually change what the purple or the default purple looks like. So if I go back in here and I click on this link, you can see that it stays blue. That's because we specifically set a color there. But the link is visited. If I get rid of this color of blue, comment that out back in the browser, it goes to purple, right? You can change this purple. Let's keep this blue commented out just because, okay? And we're gonna hop down here. We're gonna say external link : visited, okay? This is your pseudo class for a visited link. And you can simply set a new color for it. I'm going to set a new color to a different shade of purple, 72, 9, and 209. Save this back in the browser, and we get that new purple color. Let's put this standard blue back in the browser, and it keeps that visited purple state. Let's change this to dcode 123, save this back in the browser, and it goes back to that blue. So that is how to create external styled links using HTML and CSS. If this video helped you out, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.